Chapter, the Cast and the Curious. Woo! Welcome to Cast 5 of the Cast and the Curious. I'm Sarah Griffith, and I'm new to this.
Would you give it like our own podcast a moniker?
I don't know. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm Bridgett, and I am very much not new to this. I love these movies, and we just watched probably one of the better ones in the franchise. Dare I say the best one?
Yes.
How do you?
Okay.
I shouldn't take over that. That's a personal opinion.
This
is one of my favorites.
This one definitely bangs. That is irrefutable. This kicks ass in so many ways.
Yeah.
It just happened so fast. I'm still kind of processing everything that I just saw.
Mean,
like the post-credit scene
movie.
Alone.
It is a 2-hour movie. It didn't happen that fast.
I mean, and yet so many things happened. So here's my official review of Fast 5. So many things happened. Perfect film. 2 thumbs up, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably how these are going to leave you feeling from now on. Because we're at the point of these movies where this, I guess you can call it segment, as far as this podcast has an organization style. This segment is going to get harder and harder, where I ask you to explain what we just watched.
Yeah. Thankfully, I have seen enough movies similar to this that, like, at the 35-minute mark, I literally did think, like, okay, you know what? I'm a little shaky on the specifics, but I get it.
Yes, that's fair.
So it starts off with this cool prison break sequence that kicks ass very, very hard. Nobody survived that bus crash, by the way, when it flipped over like countless times. No. That is zero. I think I literally texted you 0 survivors on that bus. And I do remember in the last episode, you introduced this idea that small car hits really big car, but really big car flips over. And I think
that law of physics.
Yeah, the opening of this film is a primo example of tiny thing just barreling over bigger thing.
Yep.
So basically that's how they get Dom out. Now they're on the lam. They're in Rio de Janeiro. They are working. They're laying low because they're obviously huge, most wanted FBI list, etc.
Yes. Yeah.
They
caused a tragedy.
Yes. They link up with their former comrade, what's his face from the first movie?
Vince. Yeah.
Vince. But he was only in the first movie, right? He's not in the other ones?
He was only in the first movie. Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I feel like I know him, but he hasn't been around in a while.
He was a douchebag from the first movie.
Of course. So then he's like, okay, cool. I got a job because I guess they all need to still make money and shit. And so the job is to like get these cars that have been impounded by, I don't know, somebody's government. And then in the midst of all of that, Dom and the gang realize, wait a second, this is a setup. So they somehow split up. Things happen. Basically, the idea of this movie is the feds are looking for Dom and the gang. Dom and the gang are looking for this gangster because this gangster has it out for them. And then ultimately it just turns out that the feds and Dom and the gang, they all have a same common enemy, and that's why they team up. Like, that's kind of like the very, very loose suggestion of what is happening in this movie.
Here, I can fill in maybe some of those blanks, but I do want to
literally, as I was saying them out loud, I was like, I'm lost. I'm lost in what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would love to, like, not even just these movies, any high action movie, someone with every detail explain the plot to me. That is not the screenwriters.
Yeah.
Actually, none of them know. But yeah, it's definitely writing by committee here, because I think the blanks I can fill in for you are, so they meet up with Vince because they need money now that they're on the lam.
Right.
And Vince had a job for them.
Okay, yes.
And this job was stealing, I guess, these cars and reselling them. Classic stuff. Classic. Fast.
That's from the
Fast
book.
and the Furious stuff. Yeah. Totally tracks. So they go do it. they figure out they break into where the cars are on that train, and Brian realized these cars are tagged by the DEA, so they had been seized by the DEA, and that's what the rock is. So like they're like, oh no, these cars aren't untraceable, like they're gonna come after us. And I guess Vince got roped in by accident. Brian doesn't believe that, but it is true, by accident, with these guys, these cartel guys who Reyes owns, who hold all their data, like everything about their organization, on a microchip that is hidden in one of these cars.
It's like basically the car CD that was left in the player of a used car, and you're like, oh, I guess I have the Steely Dan CD now, except it's a chip with every piece of sensitive information a man could ever possibly have. Yeah.
Exactly. And Mia takes that car, but they realize what they're going on, and then they're like, all right, we got to find out what's in that car. They find the chip.
Yes.
Now I'm going to get fuzzy and be like, I don't know why the gang didn't just immediately, I mean, obviously they stole cars, so they couldn't immediately. I guess they could have. It was the DEA. It's not their jurisdiction if they're like, we were just stealing these cars.
But why? Okay, are you suggesting that Dom and the gang would like help the DEA locate?
That is true. They are also criminals on the lam.
Yeah.
So they're.
I just remember for a second they're on the FBI most wanted list.
Yeah.
It may be not the
wall.
Drug and Food Administration's like jurisdiction to erase federal criminals, but they probably could phone that one in.
Yeah. Probably. You're right. So. Yeah. You're right. I might have been, I might have smoked some weed while I was watching this movie. Speaking of the DEA.
Oh my God, what is this movie? What happened in this movie outside of pure kick-ass
adrenaline?
Muscle. Oh my God.
And then there's a heist.
Jacked. There's a heist, and I'm fiending for a heist.
I love
a heist.
That is something about Sarah. That we should all know. You love a heist.
And you know what? They did my favorite thing that happens in a heist is at the end of the heist, you're like, oh, looks like things didn't turn out, but at least everyone's safe. And then it's like, what's this? Let's open up the safe. Boom! Shit's already gone down and you fucking missed it. It's like a magic trick, and then you see the prestige. Oh, baby, this is what I'm talking about. Now, this is what I like to see in a movie, period. The rest of the plot, no idea. But what I saw, I liked.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone on this planet who, if you watch a complicated whatever action movie, can be like, here's every detail of the plan. And the people who do are people who make videos on the internet of pointing out plot holes and things. I don't know who those people are, but it's them. But like any good heist movie, we have an assembling the team montage, which is just phenomenal.
And I die for
just a classic. Who do we need? Listing off players that we've seen before.
Love it. I loved. It's like been literally my dream since day one to see returning characters, and this movie had that in spades. Okay, first of all, Tokyo Drift canonically takes place in 2039 because Han is in both of these movies we just watched. Like,
here's
so many things happen with Han.
Here's the thing. Han is just alive right now.
Han is alive. Like, I don't even know why we're pretending
it's normal timeline. We're on the regular timeline. Han is alive. He just
survived. Why not? Fucking Dom and all those prisoners survived that awful bus crash at the top of the film. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to go way back. All right. Let's put a pin in the Han conversation. I want to talk about him, and I want to talk about Gal Gadot. Very sexy. Yeah. We will obviously talk about that, but just let's go back to the train sequence with the cars and the fact that Dom and Brian survive everything that happens.
That is one of my favorite fight action sequence in this movie is the opening to this. When they drive, there are a million when they're driving towards that bridge, there are a million things that could happen. You're like, are they going to do the classic car under train? Are they going to go over the top of the bridge? Are they going to try to jump the cliff? Which is what they do. Spoiler alerts if you're not keeping up. And they're just like, are they going to make the cliff? This is an option now. They could theoretically, in the laws of the universe.
Yeah, truly, because at this point, it's like, I don't know what's possible or not. So I actually took some notes because we couldn't physically be together to watch this movie because of circumstances, obviously. But first thing I want to say is I think this movie like invented the kind of car heist, train heist as we've come to see in like other movies, like
the modern day. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
like Solo has a similar train heist because of course I have to revert back to what I know, which is Star Wars always.
That being said, did you catch an Easter egg in there for you?
Excuse me?
There's an Easter egg where they pull up what Han's driver's license name is. And I mean, I'm going to butcher the proper pronunciation on this, but it's his name is Han Solo. Han Solo.
That's cool. That's actually cool. They also name drop Mission Impossible in this movie. And I was like, this movie is a Mission Impossible movie, just by the way, in addition to being a Fast and Furious movie. The train heist, I wrote a note. It says, Mia speaks Portuguese because Mia can speak and understand Portuguese perfectly. A lot of people can speak Portuguese. I'm not surprised that somebody in this movie can. Obviously, they live in Brazil. But when the fuck did she learn perfect Portuguese?
Up in LA. Don't you hear all the Portuguese in LA?
I don't know. She just like whipped it out. I was like, okay, shit, Mia is pregnant, which also that was a jaw-dropping moment at the top of the movie. We keep going backwards and back because, again, like the first 30 minutes of this movie is insane.
It's insane.
It's insane.
It's a lot going on. It immediately gets off to, right where you left off.
So this train sequence is nuts. I'm like living for it. Oh my God. The whole thing with like O'Connor and the blowtorch fighting and the Vin fighting in the train.
They were going to burn his pretty face.
And the two FBI agents who are sitting down in the train with their badges just completely out. Just like, we're in the FBI. Like, might as well put a fucking name tag on, you know?
Yep.
That was great. And then they fall seemingly in what should be their death.
Yes. Ryan gets up to surf the car on his way down.
And then they swim to the top of the water like, I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Concussion protocol needs to begin immediately. There is no way. That fall is way too high.
Yeah, but Brian, they're both like, all right, we're ready for this. Like, this was all part of the plan. They get up to surf the car. It's great.
During all that fighting, I was like, yes, yes, yes. And when that happened, I was like, no, no, just no. Then
Shark had been jumped.
When the fucking the bridge had been jumped.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon had been jumped.
The other note I made after all that sequence is, of course, as we said, they get captured, they get tortured, whatever. A few of the guys walk away, and then Vin Diesel breaks out of chains. Is suspended in the air by his hands, literally feet dangling on top of the ground.
That's a lot of core strength.
Breaks out of chains.
A lot of core
Speaking of absolutely fucking jacked, lost my mind when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson finally entered the picture. Yeah,
you did not know that this was going to happen in this movie.
I knew he was due. I knew we were due for
The Rock
Little
was
Rock.
upon us. Yeah,
The
he was
Rock
upon us.
was upon us. I did not realize it would be now. So when he showed up, I lost it. They also had to cast jacked guys to be next to him, obviously, because he looks so superhuman. But I just want to go on record.
He looks ridiculous next to a normal size human.
Yeah, I just want to go on record though and say I've never seen any member of law enforcement, military, feds, anything ever at that size or mass or power. I mean, these men are cartoonishly huge.
Yeah.
All of this stuff with the feds, I didn't care for in this movie because it was all very. It was very cartoonish. It was very like, yeah, well, we're tough. Garcia, open up the file. Richard, take it for cop. Like all of that. I was like, guys, just cut this. We don't need to see
those
this.
parts of these movies are always like, and let's check in with the plot for a second. It's just like a quick snapshot of what's actually going on in this movie. We know you don't care, but here's The Rock and we'll get out of it soon.
And I have to say, Dwayne Johnson, not a great performance out of him, I don't think.
Not his best.
No.
Not his best, but that fight, that first Rock Vin Diesel fight.
Listen, I have nothing but nice things to say about the fighting in this movie. The fighting rocked my world. When
they grabbed forearms, did the man handshake?
Yes.
Borderline pornographic.
Okay, I kind of want to talk about Vin and Dwayne, these characters, Hobbs and Dom.
Those oiled up muscle dudes.
A little gay. Can we say it? Just a little. Some sexual tension. I would say that at the end of the movie, he's like, hey, I'll be seeing you soon. It's like, okay.
All right.
Okay, Hobbs.
You name the time and place.
I felt a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Just guys being dudes energy.
Yeah. There was definitely, I think it was an homage to Predator where they grabbed their forearms
100%,
together.
100%.
Yeah. But there was some real emotion exchanged in that moment. Behind those veins, there was...
Things were a little hot between the furrowed eyebrows and the monotone speaking.
Yeah, those bald heads, they're just going to fuse into one.
I also just have a note here that says, who is this woman? Who is shooting at who? What is happening?
Yeah, you did text me who is shooting at who at one point in this movie, and I was like, honestly, that could be the other name for this podcast, is who is shooting at who. The action movie franchise.
I remember not too long ago us making comments like, you know what, this movie isn't so I don't think they fire a gun in no, they do fire guns in Furious 2, but this one is definitely really armored.
They're super soldiers now.
Yes, because Vin did break through brick.
Vin tossed the Rock into a car and the car made a dent.
Oh my God. Well, the little thing always...
So their fight ends, the Rock Vin Diesel fight ends, and you think for a moment that the Rock, or that Vin Diesel smashed the Rock's head in with a wrench, and everyone's looking at him what happened, what happened? But he actually just dropped the wrench by his head. And for a moment, I had forgot how that fight ends, and I kind of just I knew obviously he didn't kill the Rock, but I was hoping that shot, and really convinced myself that shot was actually... the wrench was sticking straight up out of the concrete. In my head, that's what... And then they panned and it was just lying on its side. And I was like, all right, that's fine. But I wish he drove that wrench into the concrete.
That would have been badass. That fight was extreme. Very extreme.
That fight was awesome. Well, you also knew, the whole movie is once you saw The Rock, you're like, these two got to fight and it's going to be epic.
Oh, hell yeah. You can't just have these big dudes just... being friends and hanging out, no way. No, their fights are awesome, and the fights throughout this get so much better now that The Rock is here. It's just a higher caliber of fight now. From now on, they have to keep raising that bar. That is the problem with this franchise. It just has to continue to.
It's not the problem. It's the greatness of the franchise that they meet the level every single time.
Jesus
they rise
Christ.
To the occasion constantly.
Well, this plot was on Nas because this thing was moving so damn fast.
Yeah.
So damn fast. Then we have the gang back together, which, as we said, love a good assembly montage.
Yeah.
I live and die for it. This is why I watch franchise movies. This is why I watch franchise movies.
Question. If you were a member, what would be when you come in, what would the leader of the team say you need? And then we need Sarah.
I got this on lock. Dude, okay. I'm the fence.
You're the fence?
I'm the fence. Because, I could slip in and out of different circles.
Okay.
I look
You're
unassuming.
The chameleon.
Yeah.
You're
I'm the one on the inside, okay, guys, they're dispatching a car down A11, code 3321. You know what I mean? So it's and then...
Wait, no, I'm not letting you get away with it. So you just described two different characters. You described the comms person?
No, but the fence is the one that's inside the operation.
Okay, you're blending
maintaining.
Yes, okay, fair.
the balance. So like,
you're the Han.
Sorry, in the scene that I just acted out, I'm sending them codes that they need in the future heist. This is not while heist is happening.
Gotcha.
You see,
okay. You're the full-on Han. You're the chameleon.
I'm the Han.
That's cool.
And Han.
I don't know who I would be. Realistically, we're the two people going in, cleaning the shit out of the bathroom.
I did text you, and I was like, I cannot watch the scene because there is dookie poo-poo water on the wall that they're cutting into. Like, everything
honestly,
about that, I was like, I can't look at this.
I didn't like that. That was grosser than I remember. I knew it happened because obviously you don't forget seeing that kind of thing. But it was grosser than I remember. I would be crying if
were
I
those
ran.
Two characters, are they new or were they from Miami?
They were in 4.
Okay, so
they might have been in Miami. I almost said it.
You almost said Miami?
I almost said Miami. I don't remember, but I do remember seeing them in 4.
Can I admit something?
What?
My memory of Fast 4 is actually very spotty. It's not as good as 3, 2, and 1.
No.
Is that like what most people say?
I would say it's better. It's probably better than 2. But it's not the most memorable movie. I just
remember vividly Too Fast, Too Furious. And Fast 4, I kind of have to think
that one
about.
Kind of blends in.
Fast and Furious.
It kind of blends in.
I mean, the fucking movie title is just Fast and Furious. Like, they're kind of asking for it to be.
It's definitely like the reset movie of like, we just did a lot of crazy trips. Here's what the movie was.
And I like the Letty stuff.
Yeah. And for that reason,
it
blends. Yeah. And for that reason, it can kind of blend into the radar, into the fog of like everything else that fucking happens in these movies.
Yes.
Which is so much. But there is always, what is cool about these movies is there's always like one key thing you can pick out from each one to like jog your memory of it.
Yes. Yes, that is actually exactly true.
Something that happens that is like a cornerstone of these franchises.
Right.
That you can call back. Like Letty dying is a big deal. And then you're like,
Vin running into that guy and calling him a pussy. That is also something that immediately comes to mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So we're fleshing out the team. Roman is back. Thank God.
Love him.
Luda is back.
You don't think you would be the Roman? You were just the mouth?
Maybe I am the Roman. That actually might be me.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, look at our artwork. I'm the Vin.
That is true.
I am team captain. Most jacked in the gang.
And this was the look, by the way, that you have in our cover art. Like Vin's like big Christ necklace and then like the black t-shirt. That's classic. That is classic Dominic.
And that's classic Bridgett Greenberg.
I have to say, loved Roman back. I love Ludacris back.
Yeah.
Where was Steve Aoki's sister, Devin Aoki?
Yeah. No, she was
kick-ass. I want her back.
Yeah, she's a real NPC.
She is.
Yeah, there are a couple of them, but
yeah, she definitely.
But we got
I guess Bow Wow we're never gonna see again. Oh well, Tokyo Drift doesn't take place for another 500 years, so silly me. That's a completely different dimension.
It's a different universe.
I am making this a headcanon for myself right now until proven otherwise. Tokyo Drift takes place in the year 2039. It is so advanced in society. It is far beyond our
We went back to flip phones.
Exactly. No, but like it's like an aesthetic thing, or maybe we are just truly like in an apocalyptic situation and that's kind of the only technology we still have.
Yeah. That's not right.
This is my understanding of the universe, the FNF universe.
It's not right. There is a weird, like, funky dip in the timeline, but we've straightened out now. Han's just alive. We never saw him dead. We never saw his dead body in 3. He's just back.
You know what? That is true. That is kind of like the sci-fi rule or like the fantasy rule that if you don't see the body, is the character really dead? And I'm going to say no. Han is straight up alive, and he is hooking up with Gal Gadot, which that was fucking awesome.
That scene
is awesome.
where she's on his lap in the car, that was
is
cool.
Hot. They were hot together. I like them together. Genuinely.
It did make me laugh when like Gal Gadot takes off her robe and to objectify a gorgeous woman.
Yes.
Flat ass.
Yes. She is 98 pounds in this movie.
Yeah. She is alarmingly
incredibly
skinny.
small.
Yeah. Gorgeous, but incredibly small.
Stunning. We had a rare moment of representation as us as friends to see a Japanese character and a Jewish character team up together like that.
Yeah. Well, also, it's worth pointing out in 4, she is Puerto Rican, I think, in that movie.
Oh, right. In Fast and Furious, she's
or Dominican?
supposed to be.
She's oh god, I hate that. She's Latina in that movie.
Yeah, that's oh shit. Okay, you're right.
But she.
I see.
But, I mean, she joined the Mossad.
Yeah.
She joined the Mossad at some point. So and fully started doing her Israeli accent now. So
well, Han asks about her military experience. I was like, that's very clearly the idea.
Yeah, no, they're like it's very clear what's happening.
So Han is alive. Gal Gadot's character, I don't even know her name. She's just from somewhere else now. She's a completely
Gisele. Which is not
Gisele.
helpful.
It's not Gisele.
It's Gisele. It's not helpful in us trying to figure out the origin of this character, but
stop. Her name is Gisele.
Her name is Gisele. Yes. I don't know why this is so funny to you, but yeah, her name is Gisele.
Like, what other girl names are we? It's like Mia, Gisele, Veronica. Like, who the fuck are these women in these movies?
They're hot
Gisele.
and they can drive real fast.
Oh, sorry, that just caught me off guard. I don't know why. I wasn't expecting Gisele to be her name.
You're right, though. Like, I know that is her name for a fact. I don't think they ever say it in the movie.
Not at all. There is no way. I have never heard that name.
Yeah.
I have not heard that name in months. There is.
Yeah.
Hey, who's the name of the lady cop, by the way? Because that's another name I never got.
Yeah, it's not clear, but
where is she
Elena.
from? Who is Elena?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Elena.
Okay, can you actually, I do have a plot question because I got a little distracted, and in like the 90 seconds I was distracted, I missed all of the dialogue between her and Dom when they confront each other. Like, what I picked up is that
when he breaks into her home and gets too close to her face. Yeah.
What they have in common is that they both have lost a loved one. Like, he's lost Letty and she's lost her husband. And so, like, I got that, like, they were making that connection. But do they know each other?
No. They know each other. You know?
For fuck's sake. Okay.
They're both motivated by their families.
Oh, my God.
So they get each other, you know, on a spiritual level.
And speaking of families, Mia and Brian are going to have a kid.
The family just got bigger.
She is pregnant at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Pregnant.
Yeah, we clearly jump forward. I mean, that makes sense. We jump forward in time 7 months because she is.
Huge.
I don't think she, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, and also in the beginning of this movie, I was like, girl, that's too early to tell people. You must have just found out.
I know. Well, then after all the action and shit that she did, I was like, you need to see a doctor.
She fell through a shanty and then told Brian that she's pregnant. And I was like,
are you?
Yeah. I would, if I was Brian and I saw my wife fall through a tin roof, probably, I don't know, 25 feet through a tin roof, and then she told me she was pregnant, I would flip the fuck out.
Yeah, it would definitely be. She's kind of put on timeout for the rest of the film, and like rightfully so. Like, you just need to sit down and be quiet.
Yeah, she fell through a roof. She needs to nurse those goddamn injuries.
She is in her first trimester. Like, she needs to put her feet up. You know, she needs to be elevated somewhere. She needs a cool compress. She needs a gallon of water. Like, somebody help this poor woman who has gone so far as to learn Portuguese to help the family out, and now here she is. Mia kicked a lot of ass though in this movie, and I was really happy to see a lot of Mia in this movie because I love Mia actually.
Yeah, she's great. She like is a full-fledged member of the team in this movie and no longer just like cute little sister. She's driving, she's getting away, she's getting chased. She's helping out in the heist. She's the comms person in the heist. Running the shit on the ground.
The opening, there was like a montage sequence of like, this is like at the top of the film when it's like Brian and Mia kind of like hustling their way around Rio, and they're doing like a lot of quick cuts and you know, just like this really cool music playing on top. There's like parts of this movie that I thought were actually beautiful to look at.
Oh yeah. No,
like,
they like
really a nice looking
they hit their aesthetic
at times.
Yeah. And then other times it's ridiculous, but they really hit their aesthetic in this movie with that weird orangey tint that they put on everything.
Yeah.
Everything in this movie looks like you're watching it through blue blockers.
Yes.
Love it.
I am like of two minds though when it comes to how these movies look, because on the one hand,
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's insane.
Yeah. Like on the one hand, I did make fun of so hard Too Fast, Too Furious and Tokyo Drift for being like absolutely fucking ridiculous and for being like colorful and like way over the top and the design being so big. But then 4 and 5, as they kind of settle into the kind of like standard action film as we have come to know and love and watch in IMAX and, you know, have a blast with, it's not that it's lost its fun, but like, I don't know, I kind of miss some of the novelty and the creativity. You know what I mean? Like it's not, I would not say it's a safe movie because it's obviously not a safe movie, but like creatively, it's like, I wish they were a little bit more risky like they were back when I was saying that they're fucking stupid.
Well, no, because I think it's not even that. I think you're just, these movies are hitting their stride now.
Yes.
So you now know what to expect. There was a weird turn when you watch like 2 and 3 where you're like, oh, wow, I really don't know what to expect walking into these movies. But now you've kind of settled into a rhythm. Like I think true. Maybe it's just me being like, this is for now. This is what these movies are in the present day.
And Too Fast, Too Furious, and Tokyo Drift also, truly, I will never experience surprise like that in film.
Yeah. It's
ever again, where like literally the movie starts and the actors who I expect to see in these movies are like not in them at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could have watched that through your eyes because it's truly, these movies are shocking. Those two especially are shocking if you don't know what's going on.
Like they really did put me on my ass. So maybe I think that's why I have become more fond. I don't know. Like I'm fond of them, and it's like,
yeah,
you can really see how we have molded our action films to be.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, it's kick-ass because, like, I think this movie, I think you can compare to, like, the Mission Impossible movies that they keep getting bigger and they keep getting more ambitious and the stories keep getting, like, more fine-tuned and sophisticated and more complicated. But, you know, that's why we have, like, the John Wicks in the world and the Birds of Prey in the world to, like...
Yeah, to shake
us
out
a
little
of bit of zhuzh with the action.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're in your franchise bubble...
Oh, 100%. Keeping the groove for sure.
I mean, they always do something wild. And to say these movies are expected is kind of dumb, but that's why, like, if you
I'm like hooting and hollering this whole goddamn movie. Yeah. They even managed to somehow get into a street race at some point.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, they're always going to bring it back to that. You really see the, like... There must have been 18 writers on this movie. I said
this movie is called Fast 5 because it's 5 movies happening in a single span of one feature film.
Yeah.
It is a lot. I mean, because it's a heist film. It's obviously a Fast and Furious movie. It's also a Mission Impossible movie. Yeah. It's also like a secret agent spot. Like there's also like that kind of an aspect to it. Again, it is very IMF. It is very like, we have an elite team and we're tracking down villains. But then it turns out like Ethan Hunt's going to go rogue and team up with the villains because we have a common enemy. And like, instead of Ethan Hunt, it's Hobbs.
It's Hobbs.
It's Hobbs. It's not Tom Cruise. It's Dwayne Johnson.
And Vin and the boys.
The
Don't
Vin
forget
and the
about them.
boys. I will say I did write down a couple things Hobbs said because I thought they kicked ass. For one, there's
Great
that
lines.
scene. Oh my god, he like gets all the paperwork. He's like, you know what this means, and like just
Love it.
throws.
You know
down.
exactly what kind of cop he is. You know, he sees things in black and white, and he doesn't need to play by the rules.
Oh, hell no, baby. The rules don't exist when you're that big. And I love this. He was like, okay, one, I need this rookie cop, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, and sir, the other thing, yeah, stay the fuck out of my way. Like, yes!
Yeah. Let him do what
Get
he wants.
Oh my God. And then they describe the other line I wrote down. Paul Walker describes someone as, he describes Dwayne Johnson as he's Old Testament. I'm like, ooh, dude, that's a badass way to describe a person.
Yeah, I mean, he truly is. The thing he says, I was like, I don't want to know who they are. They're just a name on my desk. It's like, oh, well, you're bad at your job then.
Oh, listen, I think we have established in this cinematic universe,
No one is good at their job except for driving.
There are no laws so long as you are fast enough. We established this in Tokyo Drift. And then in this movie, I'm cutting way ahead, but they get to the safe sequence, which all of that kicked ass. And then I guess he like kills about a dozen of like Rio's finest. And I guess that's all the cops they have in Rio de Janeiro.
There was no one else coming.
One of the biggest cities in the world, because they have absolutely no backup, no helicopter, nothing.
Yeah, no one else is coming. They're scot-free. They got their money and went.
They were just like, you know what? We already sent out like 6 squad cars. At this point, whatever.
It's Tokyo Drift rules. If you can't catch them, then you're good.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah. But you did mention, and we're at a point now where I remember after we watched Tokyo Drift, I kept saying, you'll have an affection for this movie when you learn more about what these movies are about.
Yeah, it was hard to take that in just like right away because I felt betrayed.
Yes, but you have an affection for your home base of these movies now. And
I do.
it's set the tone also for how batshit these movies are going to get. Like it made you, those two movies were like, whatever expectation you have, you can throw it out the window because we're going to throw whatever at you. But what you can't count on is a family.
I feel like if you're watching chronologically, those are the two movies that now it's kind of like a test of perseverance and willpower. Like, are you about this life? If you can get through these and you're still gung-ho about it, well, congratulations, you get to open up the rest of the Dom and Brian storyline.
Right. The secret, the box set, the real...
The Criterion.
Heartbeat. Yeah, the Criterion of the Fast and Furious
Wait, no,
franchise.
real quick. Who writes the essay for the Fast Five Criterion?
Oh. Oh, man.
What esteemed filmmaker or actor or creative person gets to write the intro to this?
Oh, that's a good question.
I kind of answer just because I've been talking about it, and I feel like this actually would be appropriate. Christopher McQuarrie from the Mission Impossible franchise. I feel like he'd have a lot to say.
Oh, that would be a good one. I would say George Miller of the Mad Max franchises.
There was something kind of Mad Max-esque. I think maybe because the train in the desert and like that kind of thing.
And it's very red looking, yeah.
Yes, because Mad Max also came to mind when I was watching this. Again, this movie is many, many movies.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'd say Mad Max because also those movies too at their heart are about cars going fast and doing crazy stuff.
Yes. And I would like to hear the director of Babe, Pig in the City. I'd like to hear him weigh in on...
They're always welcome. He is always welcome to comment on anything just from the Babe clout.
Oh, please. Are you kidding me?
I also like how a plot point in this movie, skipping around back to our favorite hot girl, Gisele.
Gisele, I cannot with that. I'm never going to remember that. There's no way I'm ever going to respect that.
Skipping back to her and Han falling in love at first when they're at that beach club. And they're like, great, how do we get his palm print now? And Gisele's like, I got it. She takes off her bikini or her sarong, and she's like, I got it now, because what you can count on is sexual assault.
Yes. Yes,
what you
truly.
can count on is that this guy is going to put his hand on my ass.
That was actually a really cool part of the movie.
That was a good moment.
I loved that was how she got the handprint.
Yeah.
Like, that was very cool.
Yeah.
It was very like,
this guy's a scumbag.
it was very like the Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, don't send a man for a woman's job.
Exactly.
Which
it's
also
like,
doesn't feel good that's the woman's. I hate that
I hate it, but
that.
you know what? I fucking live for this sequence. It's like, how are we gonna get in the club? It's like, who knows? Like, well, I've got a guy on the inside, and like always the one girl agent like takes her hair down, like fluffs her boobs.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll get us in, and like saunters. Like, I hate it. I love it. Like, every time I see it. And they did it so well in this movie. This was like one of the better examples of I am hot and I know that, and watch me be hot and save the day.
And that's
and then give
what all that training she went through was for.
And then give Ludacris one of his 2 lines in this movie. I feel like they forgot to write lines or things for Ludacris to do.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely
felt
did.
Very much like a presence and not a character. Yeah,
we were just happy to see Tej back. And then we're like, but we already, like, we have our funny guys.
Yeah. It was
a lot of overload of like funny clowny team members.
Yeah. Who was the team?
I'm not complaining.
It was Luda, Roman, the 2 guys.
Yeah.
Gisele,
Han, Mia,
Brian, Dom, Mia. So we're at
that's it. And then
9.
Hobbs at
Wait
the
a
end.
second. We're
Hobbs
at 9
and
right
Elena.
now. Hobbs and Lane at the end. Do you know what this makes this?
An Ocean's 11?
Dominic's 11. Exactly. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, fuck yes.
The red string has been connected. All heist movies are Ocean's
awesome.
11.
This is awesome. For those of you who may not know this about me, I am a bitch for the Ocean's 11's movies. All of them. Ocean's 11 through 13, Ocean's 8. I'm all in. Those are like guilty pleasure, throw them on, fun movies for me to watch. So when they started to like get into the heist, I was like, ooh, is this going to be a heist? And then it was a heist. And now it is a true Ocean's 11.
I mean,
genius.
These movies,
even down to the safe being faked. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a heist, like there's always some elaborate crime happening.
Oh, 100%. I mean, these guys are geniuses.
These are heist movies in cars. They're also very, very lucky.
Yeah. You had said earlier that these characters are superheroes. And I think this movie really illustrates that they are unstoppable. Well, I think in the last movie they were bulletproof.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Now they're all super soldiers. Like the way they fight, it's like we gave them super soldier serum. It looks like a fight out of a Marvel movie.
Yes, it does.
Of just 2 indestructible forces playing rock'em sock'em with each other.
I do love every single fight sequence in this film, especially because every single fight sequence in this film could have been ended with a single gun and a single bullet. But no, they had to fight.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of bullets and guns.
That is true. There was a lot of shooting, but when it came down to brass tacks, that's what we were paying it in. Brass, baby. That's fisticuffs.
Yeah. Great fighting. I mean, it is almost shocking when they come out at the end and support The Rock with a bunch of guns, and Vin Diesel and like a single pump shotgun is somehow helping.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Brian's going in there with tactical know-how, and Vin Diesel has the hunting rifle.
So, yeah, I mean, but
it's still kicking ass. I don't understand.
I mean, he's super dumb. By the way, I love that at the end of the movie, he and the lady cop are like hooking up now.
Yeah, he's that's a good note for Vin, you know? He keeps Letty around with him in his heart. Had to go get the necklace back that she gave him back. But now they're like, you know what? Letty's with me.
Yeah.
And I can move on.
Before we do talk about the post-credit scene, because First, the fact that I even felt it in my bones to stick around for a post-credit scene.
Well,
do you know how fucked we would have been if we recorded this whole episode and like I didn't know there was a post-credit scene?
I had no idea, but good for you for knowing your action franchises well enough.
I felt it in my bones. I was like, you know what? Actually, quick side story. When my mom would take us to the movies growing up, like because we'd always see like the big movies that are playing, whatever.
Right.
We always stayed until the end. So, like, actually, even to this day, if I leave a movie during the credits early, I feel like I'm leaving too early.
You're a good person.
Well,
from all of those names. Yeah, from all of those tiny names in the credits.
Well, my mom did used to say, you know, that could be your name, and so let's wait and see.
That is true. No, it's good that you did that because we caught that scene that I had not seen.
Yes, but before we get there, I just want to say probably best use of Nas in this franchise was when Dom used it with the safe at the end with the bridge. That was kick-ass. The whole safe driving sequence, there was a time during it where I kind of found it just mildly annoying. Just because visually watching two cars just drag a thing, like that just didn't sit well with me. I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of endangerment.
Yes, but how they managed to get creative, like they kind of use it as a slingshot at one point, how they got it on the fucking truck is what we learn at the end of the movie. Like,
it's a cool device. It turns into a really cool device.
Yes, it was. They definitely like did a nice job of not making that a chore to look at because for a while it was a little bit of a chore to look at.
No, but it pays off. And I feel like you get that during the movie. You're like, there's something more with the safe because it's a big set piece.
Yes.
Which they all these movies have these giant set pieces, but you're like, this is the one. Gotta look your eye.
Oh yeah.
Gotta look your eye. And again, gotta look for it.
The classic bait and switch of, oh, you think it's a safe and you open it up and actually we've already taken the money. Ugh.
What I will say also about these movies is they know exactly what you want from your chase and action scenes. In the first big fight montage, that rusty like tractor trailer flies into
that was fucking awesome.
And I was thinking during that, I was like, man, I kind of wish that was really cool, but I kind of wish it exploded. And then the next shot is something about to explode. And I was like, all right, these movies got my back. I almost forgot. I
appreciate so much a cut shot to gasoline leaking near a fire. Like, I am not stupid enough that I have to have that explained to me. But when somebody does, I'm like, oh yeah, that is exactly what I like to see. I love that.
No, it was at the exact moment where my brain went, I kind of wish that exploded.
Yeah.
We saw gasoline leaking into a fire.
Lended itself to a lot of classic action movie tropes, shit like that like would otherwise be cliche, but I actually think this franchise has earned it. I think they've earned it too.
And they hit the spot every time. It's what you wanted. It's what you signed up for, but it never feels like pandering.
They're self-aware. They know their limit. I also think Justin Lin is truly a great director when it comes to ensemble piece, because literally before this I only know him from Star Trek Beyond, which I thought that was like a really good ensemble movie. Like, and I think the movies he's directed for the Fast and Furious franchise, they've been very generous to all of their characters. Well, except for Ludacris in this one maybe, but like they all seem to have their moment, have their own distinct voice or perspective.
Exactly. Like, you check in with that. Each team member, has their special skill, but they're also there for they give you a different personality. They give you a different vibe. That's why,
and like it doesn't feel like, I mean, this is definitely a star vehicle for like Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, and yet I feel like there's a lot of generosity in
all the characters are pretty fleshed out.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Yeah, it's like when they're racing, when they first steal the cop cars and they're racing those, like they keep cutting back and forth and everyone has their line.
That was fun.
And it almost sounded like video game narration.
Yes. Speaking of video games, if they could somehow simulate a ride like what they did at the top of the film on the train with the cars going down the ramp in neutral, getting in control of the wheel, and then driving away, I would love to do that.
I think about that scene every time I get out of a drive-through car wash.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you get out of neutral and peel out.
That's going to be me, most definitely. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we've covered the movie pretty thoroughly. I do want to talk about the post-credit sequence because Eva Longoria is back. Eva Mendes is not
Eva Mendes,
Eva Longoria.
not
It's
Longoria.
Eva Mendes. Sorry,
Yeah.
Eva Mendes is back.
Yes.
From Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yep. She is
had
there.
more to say and more to do in that post-credit scene than she had the whole last hour of Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yep.
But when I
she
saw
knows
her,
Hobbs.
I lost my mind. That was so fucking cool. What a great way to bring her back.
Yeah.
And Letty is alive, as I know.
I know.
it.
I almost don't like that happened for you.
No. But I know she's alive. Here's the thing, though. Like, while I was watching the movie, I literally was thinking to myself, like, have I gaslit myself to believe that Michelle Rodriguez is in the other movies? Because in the last movie, I was like, oh, she's, quote, dead. But, like, I know she's in the other ones. And literally, while I was watching this movie, I was like, have I just, like, convinced myself that Michelle Rodriguez is in the other? But, like, of course she is. You know what, though? Like, even, like, truly, I don't know what the fuck happens next. That was so cool. Because I feel like Fast and Furious ends with that teaser of, like, Dom is locked up in prison, but you see that, like, cars are coming up on this prison bus. And that post-credit scene kind of did the same thing for Fast and Furious 6. What the fuck is the next one called? The Furious 6?
I think it's Fast and Furious 6, yeah.
Is it really just Fast and Furious 6?
Yeah, I think so.
Shut the fuck up. See, that's the other thing. Like, Too Fast and Furious, awesome. Tokyo Drift, iconic. Fast and Furious Week, Fast 5, okay. What's the sixth one called?
Fast and Furious 6 definitely got the shorthand on titling.
It literally is just called Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah. I believe. Hold on. Let me double check. Yeah. Oh no. Fast & Furious 6.
No no
Fast
colon,
and Furious
no
6.
subheading.
Nope. Fast and Furious 6, which is a sloppy title.
And then what's the seventh
The original
one?
title was Furious 6. The seventh one is Furious 7.
Furious 7. And then obviously the Fate of the Furious. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Great name. Yeah, this one, the titling on these movies, I don't think they realized what they were in for when they were like, this is a franchise now. We're starting off with Too Fast, Too Furious. That's pretty dope. Where are we going from here?
It seems to me that they finished making the movie. They're like, we are done. They send it to the studio. Sony? I don't even know. Oh, Universal obviously makes these movies.
Universal.
They're like, all right, great. Here it is. Here's the film. It's the next one in the Fast and Furious franchise. And like, okay, great. And so we're going to get the ball rolling on promotional material. What's this one going to be called? And it's like, this is Fast 5. Yes.
I just
Fast
like
5.
I like the commitment to pretending they have a naming convention.
We're calling it Fast 5. It literally is what they make up at the very last second.
It is, but they like to. It feels like they're really trying hard to stick within a convention that there are no rules for.
Yes, it's when you just like randomly title some bullshit to your screenplay in Final Draft. That random bullshit title is the name of these movies. Right.
I just like the idea that like the Fast and Furious. Sometimes we care about our titles. Sometimes we don't. 10. That's just what they're going to be.
I do think that Fast and Furious 10 should be like fans pick the title. I swear to God. Oh my God, Bridgett.
Oh my God.
This is exactly what they're going to do because it's going to be the 10th one. It's going to be the big one. Oh my God. I swear to fuck. If you're listening to this, record this and keep it because it's going to age like wine. It's going to be a thing you can vote on. Absolutely.
No, here is now my new stated goal for this podcast venture.
We name the next Fast and Furious.
We get us up there in the algo enough that we can name a Fast and Furious movie.
Listen,
that's my one ask to everyone listening. That is,
I just want to be in one. Get me in one, because here's what's crazy. I got casting calls for F9 for background. and for like day players and shit. But it was all like cops. They were looking for cops, and I don't fit the body. Like there was like looking for certain heights and body types and shit.
You're
and then
not
also
a
I was
cop
thinking
type.
like, dude, if I like book this job, I might be spoiled for like the whole.
Yeah, we would
series.
definitely have to catch up. We'd have to kind of put
lickety split.
Yeah.
But Fast and Furious 10, Doritos Ranch Black. I don't know what the fuck. What is Fast and Furious 10?
There is no 10 as of now. You know that, right?
Man. I know. It only goes up to F9, and that's been pushed back to 2021. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Bridgett, I'm dreaming of a better world.
Yeah, they're gonna be titled like NCAA bowl games, just like the Tostitos Fast and Furious.
Progressive Insurance presents.
Yeah, State Farm presents the Fast and the Furious 11.
Oh my god!
And honestly, okay.
Fast and the Furious 10, presented by Disney. At this point, Universal will be Disney.
That's an omen. That's
I'm sorry I put that in the world. No, but I do like my idea that it'll be up to fan suggestion.
That would be fun. I would submit
Why not?
so many. I would spend, you wouldn't hear from me for weeks, and I'd just be furiously typing up
Fastly
ideas.
and furiously typing out.
Fastly and furiously.
Oh man. Okay,
just
well,
popping Adderalls and trying to come up with a title.
I mean, damn, can you imagine though putting that on your resume?
I could die a happy woman.
Oh, related experience named the Fast and the Furious 10 film.
That's what all I want my obit headline to be.
Okay,
Bridget
but
Greenberg,
real quick, let's pitch it. What are you calling the 10th Fast and Furious movie? Because I've got one.
fuck. I don't have one.
Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah, I want to hear yours.
It's going to be Fast X Furious.
Ooh, sexy.
Because it's like a collab, but also X is the Roman numeral for 10.
Yeah, damn. That's
Genius.
good.
Genius. Universal, DM me. Let's talk.
10 Fast Men.
What the fuck? Bridgett, is this a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical or a movie?
Maybe. It's a 10th one.
You're right. I don't know what to expect. The next one could have a musical number in it, and I would be none the wiser.
I would shit on the floor.
I do miss the original songs being in the movie because I have to say, do not appreciate hearing Danzan Kuduro in the wild. They did needle drop that song. I had to hear that like every single night in college.
Did that not? Oh, I love that needle drop.
Listen, I would have loved that needle drop if that song wasn't played to death in my circle.
Got me dancing. You know, I
would trade a Danza Kuduro for a Tiburon. Now that is the one I always want to hear.
That's fair. I mean, as someone who, like, when I choose to listen to music, tends to listen to sad girl music, listen to, like, sad indie music a lot, hearing a dance jam got me up and going in this quarantine.
Well, that is very true. I think we need to, one, change the name of the Teriyaki Boys, but also bring that team back because the Tokyo Drift song is still a stone cold banger.
I like my hit of dance music in these movies. Gets the adrenaline pumping again.
Yeah, because adrenaline is something that's missing from all these movies.
Oh, God.
Okay,
they're so great. But yeah, I think this was our wrap up. How many vrooms on Fast Five? Give me a vroom count.
I'm a little all over the place. I feel like I want to give it 4.5 rooms.
That's solid. You know what?
I think that's a little generous, though. I think really it should be 4 rooms, but I will give it 4.5 rooms because it is, of course, to my date, the most ambitious, the most nuanced, the most complicated. You know, we now have established people that we care about and we love, so we're ready to like make big jumps with the plot. We're ready to do. It's bigger, better, harder, faster, stronger, etc. So yeah, I think this one's gonna be 4.5 rooms. How these movies rank for me, though, that is a conversation I am not ready to have yet.
We can save that conversation. At this point, we can save it for the end.
Because, there's two ways to rank a franchise. There's a way to rank the franchise on the movies, like just best to worst.
Right.
Objectively best to worst. And then there's like the personal, but what do I like ranking.
Exactly. I think from this point out, you kind of need to see them all to appropriately rank now.
Yes, I'm definitely in it to win it.
Yeah, since we're in a universe, we're going to keep revisiting a universe that is going to be expanded upon, but we're expanding upon the same universe now.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
No,
so you're going to want all of them.
I am in the FFCU for sure.
Amazing. Well, yeah, this is 4.5 feels fair. I like your 4.5 rooms. I'll see them.
Seems right. I actually think all of these no. But they've been increasing in half rooms for a while now. I do think they get better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, you're just like expanding. The universe is ever expanding.
And the timeline is ever changing.
Who knows?
And so is Gal Gadot's ethnicity in these movies.
Yep. Well, either way, we're still watching. We're still invested. We're still vrooming along that highway.
Life is a highway. I'm going to vroom it all night long.
All right. Well, I think that's probably our time to go. You can follow us where you follow us on the Twitters and on the Instagrams. You know it. And you're listening to this probably on the Small Beans Patreon or in a Small Beans feed. So consider throwing them a few bucks if you can.
Pay us, baby. Give us that money.
Yeah. Let Sarah and I pay for get our own Paul Walker and Vin Diesel type cars.
Yes.
Sarah gets something like cool and sleek and colorful and fast, and I get the American Muscle car.
Honestly, if I can just paint my Honda CR-V that I have now with flames on the side of it, I'm done. That's the new Patreon goal. If we get to 10,000 a month, I'm gonna put flames on the side of my car. Period.
I lease my car, so I will not be doing that. But I will not hear anything about that in the comments. Anyway, thanks for joining us on another one, friends. See you in the next one. Bye.
This has been a Small Beans endeavor. We're a bunch of pals who make podcasts, sketches, music, web series, and movies. The beans always have new ideas percolating, so make sure to check us out at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's patreon.com/smallbeans, where you can browse all of our current and past content, see what we've got planned in the future, and learn how your support can help the small beans grow into huge, giant monster beans. If you enjoyed this content module, please like, rate, subscribe, or tell a friend about us. We love you!